This week on Machinery Pete TV, a great array of equipment was on the auction block at the Leon Hoffman sale, but some of the interest was directed toward this classic Detroit iron. He farms with green, but Jared Finnegan loves his international collectibles. And the Nebraska farming community says goodbye to one of their own.
Your machinery is a serious investment and at the heart of every farming operation. Some call it a passion. We're Machinery Pete TV, and today we'll cover everything from auction roundups to the classics to the latest trends and technology. Machinery Pete, the most trusted name in farm equipment.
Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. A&I Products is a lower-cost, quality replacement parts solution for all types and ages of ag equipment across all brands. Visit aiproducts.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires on their home farms, check out the TIREGRABBER at thetiregrabber.com. Hey folks, welcome to Machinery Pete TV. Now if you follow me online, Facebook, machinerypete.com, or Farm Journal Magazine, you know I've been talking a lot about how hot the used tractor market is. But I got to tell you, just as hot or hotter is the market for used pickups and cars. And on our farm retirement auction today in Sleepy Eye, Minnesota, we are going to watch an 06 Ford F-150 with just over 36,000 miles sell and a sweet vintage 77 Ford Thunderbird. So buckle up. But first, let's go back to the studio, catch up on the latest farm equipment news.
All right, thanks, Greg. I'm Clinton Griffiths. With insurance planting deadlines arriving, farmers are gearing up to put the 2022 crop in the ground. But getting field work started remains challenging amid those late season snows, cool temperatures, rain, and in some cases drought. Those challenges showing up in the latest crop progress report from USDA. As of this week, 4% of the corn crop was in the ground. That's 2% behind the 5-year average. Texas continues to lead the way with 64% planted. And some soybeans also getting planted with 1% now done. That's 1% behind the 5-year average. Uncertainty around planting and weather challenges helping to push those grain prices higher to start the week. The May corn contract starting well over $8. Soybeans over $17. Now the last time that we saw corn go over $8 was back in August of 2012 during the last drought when prices hit above $8.43. 20 million hens. That's how many chickens have been lost at egg farms due to bird flu. USDA continuing to update its list of places testing positive for highly pathogenic avian influenza. Right now, wholesale prices for eggs are at least $1 higher per dozen than a year ago. And land prices rose double digits in the first quarter of this year. That's according to Farmers National. Land prices rose 20% in the first few months of 2022. The company reporting multiple land sales in the $20,000 per acre range, most of those happening in the I-states. Now let's check on some recent auction action from around the country. That's it for news. Back to our host, Machinery Pete.
Hey, stay with us, folks. Coming up, you're not going to want to miss this sweet 60-year-old 1961 International B160 gas grain truck. This thing only has 56,892 one-owner miles on it. Well, folks, before the auction, I posted a picture on our Machinery Pete Facebook page of the beautiful line of John Deere tractors on this sale. But this truck was in the picture, and this is what everyone wound up talking about. It is a sweet 1961 International B160 gas single axle 13.5 foot box, only 56,892 one-owner miles on it.
Kansas is in, down Georgia's in, 27, 28, 28, hit it down, 27, down, 8, 27, 28, hit it down, 27, give 8, 8, hit it down, 29, hit it down, 28, 29. Anybody else? Last call, Georgia, you want back in, 2,800's the money, 2,900 I'm asking, 28, hit it down, 2,900. Anybody else? 2,900. Sold to our good friends, $2,800, go down south, 2,800.
Okay folks, I've got a guest here that we really want to visit with, a guy that's plugged in as anybody I know, Alan Henslin with Henslin Auctions. Alan, this past year, year and a half has been obviously kind of nuts, but Henslin Auctions, you guys have just grown your business right through it, through COVID, into the online. Of course, you were doing online bidding years ago. Tell me what the last 18 months have been like for you.
Well, when the COVID pandemic first came out and they started putting restrictions on various states, I gotta tell you, there was a couple sleepless nights for me. I didn't know how this was all gonna work. Really worried about buyers not purchasing and making it difficult for sellers. It was the complete opposite, and our sales have just been really strong, as well as many other auctions throughout the United States. But it's all eyes have been on auctions, it seems like, for the last 18 months, and we've seen just some really, really strong sale prices, some excellent sales. Good, clean equipment continues to trend up. Newer equipment is getting tougher and tougher to, as far as availability goes, with cars and pickups and just a lot of different supplies, you know. So it's we feel that things are going to be strong for some time.
I was noticing again, and COVID hit like right in the middle of auction season of 20, and you guys, you know, in auction industry just rolled through, did an awesome job. And then we come to fall of 20, and all of a sudden commodity prices go up.
They do.
And the market had been kind of rising anyway. What did you see end of 20 into early 21 that, you know, from your seat?
Just seemed to get stronger and stronger as time went on, and it was refreshing. It was unfortunate that we had the pandemic, but to have commodity prices bounce up, yeah, I just think that things are going to remain strong as time goes on throughout the end of the year. So. And
now, Alan, with Henslin Auctions, of course, you guys are very prominent players in the real estate market, have had a bunch of sales. What is your honest take there on land values here?
I think that's a good question. As long as interest rates remain low, and these commodity prices have gone up historically over a long period of time, land has been a great investment. Whether you're an investor, whether you're a farmer, I just really think that these land values are going to continue to trend upward as well too.
Well, folks, this is going to be really fun. A cool vintage vehicle here, a 1977 Ford Thunderbird, under 100 miles on a new engine. Now the AC does need some repair, but I tell you what, I don't care how hot you are driving this car, you are going to be super cool tooling down Main Street, hometown USA.
$3,000, 2,003, 3, 4, 3 down to the dump, 4 down to the dump, 3 be down, 4 down, 4 down, 3 down to the dump, 4 down to the dump, 5 down to the dump, 4 be 5, 4 down to the dump, 5 down to the dump, 4 down to the dump, 5, 4 down to the dump, 5 down to the dump, 4 be down 5, 4,000, 5,000, give 45, 5, 45 to the dump, 5 down to the dump, 45, down 5,000, 47 and a half, 5, 47 and a half, 5 down to the dump, 5, 47 and a half, 5 down to the dump, 47 and a half, give 5, 47 and a half, 5 down to the dump, 5, 47 and a half, give 49, 47 and a half, 4,900, 47 and a half, 49 to the dump, 47 and a half, give 9, 47 and a half, 49, $5,000, $5,000, 49 to the dump, 5, 49 to the dump, 5 down to the dump, 49, give 5, 49 to the dump, 5, that's a lot of car, that's a lot of car. $5,000, $4,900 and $5,000. Anybody else? 5,000, 49 to the dump, 5 down to the dump, 49, give 5. Sold it, 4,900 away.
Here are a few more items that sold on today's sale.
34,000, 34,500. Sell it to him. 34,000. He knows what to do. $34,000. Anybody else? Last call. 13, 2.5. 13, 2.5. 13,000, 13,250. Sold it. $13,000. Here we go. 46 down, 4,700. Anybody else? $4,700. Sold it, Brad. $4,600 to wait. 72 and a half, 75, 72, put it down, $7,500, last call, 72 and a half, $7,500, down, 72 and a half, 7,500, sold it, 72, 50 your ways, 800 bid down, we put it down, we did it down, half, 800 down, 850, 800 bid, 8 and a half, 800 down, put it down, we did it down, 8 and a half, 800 down, 50, 8 and a half, sold, $800 away.
Your next piece of equipment is on MachineryPete.com. Search equipment from dealerships across the country to find what you're looking for. Only on MachineryPete.com.
Well, folks, the farm equipment market here, end of 2021, is just really something. I have not seen it like this in my 32 years tracking the market since 1989. And a lot of angles to it. Now, recently on our Machinery Pete Facebook page, I asked our audience a two-part question. One, what are you seeing in terms of new equipment lead times for equipment you bought or are looking at? And two, what about parts availability? And gosh, in just a couple hours, we had over 40 responses here. We'll scroll through, give you a chance to look at some of those. But again, this market is just kind of unprecedented now. I think the only correlation that I've heard that would be accurate would be 1973. Now, the problem is I was 7 years old then. I wasn't tracking auction prices. But obviously, here on the show every week and on our website, MachineryPete.com, social media posts, YouTube, I've been documenting how used values have been rising like crazy. And of course, part of that is, stronger farm income, but a huge piece of why used values are going up is what's happening with new equipment. One, with price increases, and we understand that with the price of steel going up, labor issues, shipping costs, all the various factors at work. But beyond the huge price increases, which I'm hearing anywhere from 15 to 35+%, is just the straight fact, can I get it if I want a new planter, a new combine? Just that shortage. And then, of course, the issues you're having getting that piece of new equipment is pushing a lot of people back into the used market. And again, it's just kind of this fire that just keeps building, used values rising. And as we look ahead to the, as I record this, as I look ahead to the end of 2021, on into the start of 22, right through 22, gosh, it's hard to see this slowing down at all in terms of demand for good condition used equipment and pressure, to get that piece of new equipment. So it'll be really interesting to follow through 2022 here. So stay tuned to MachineryPete.com, folks, for the very latest.
We farm here in Ashcombe, my dad and my brother and I. Always kind of been equipment enthusiasts. We got some of Grandpa's old tractors and just kind of have grown. My grandpa's dad was a big international guy. We actually have John Deere equipment that we farm with, but I kind of got into internationals about 15 years ago, and I've got about 8 internationals. Bought it from a gentleman up in Minnesota. The Wheatland tractors aren't really popular in this part of the country. And I guess I'm kind of a goof and kind of like some odd stuff or different stuff that people don't always have. This is the condition I bought it in. It was restored, and sometimes we fix some of them up ourselves, and sometimes you get lucky and find them the way you want them. And my brother's into Olivers, and we got some Alice Chalmers, and we kind of had a little of everything over the years, but I kind of like the Wheatlands, and really, how can you not like a 1206? So we'll parade them in tractor shows and that type of deal, and we had it in a parade just yesterday, actually. It's a little bit unique for the area, being a Wheatland, and people are pretty impressed with it, and I get a lot of thumbs up at tractor shows. And that old 70-year-old guy in an international hat, I get a lot of this, and that just makes my day. It makes me think of my grandpa, and pretty cool. Got a set of 24-532 rear rims and centers that would be factory with that tractor, and it probably should have had wide tires. A lot of them would have, and eventually I'm going to switch out. Yeah, I'm pretty partial to the 1206. It's just an impressive looking tractor. Always wanted one since I was a little kid.
Hey, stay tuned, folks. Coming up, you're not going to want to miss the feature item on our show today. this sweet 2006 Ford F-150 4x4, only 36,147 miles on it.
Got equipment to sell privately but tired of scams and hassles? Visit MachineryPete.com and click Sell Mine. MachineryPete.com, the simple and secure way to buy and sell equipment online.
Okay folks, we're here with owner Leon Hoffman in Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. And Leon, despite all your beautiful tractors and equipment, this pickup was drawing a lot of interest. An 06 model F-150, just over 36,000 miles on it. Wow, that's low miles.
First pickup I ever owned.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
My second wife, when we met, I picked her up in that T-Bird for our first date. And
that is quite a car, by the way, the green
yeah.
T-Bird.
And she says, where do you have a pickup? I said, I'm a farmer by Sleepy Eye. He said, well, do you have a pickup? Well, no. So she doubted that I was a farmer. But I never owned a pickup, and I had a motorcycle that I would go back and forth to the field with.
So you got by a lot of years with no pickup.
I got by, yeah, a lot of years with no pickup. And when I bought this pickup, I just looked at this as a real luxury.
Well, as tough as it is to get a new pickup now,
yeah.
Here's a 15-year-old one with low miles. Have you been getting some inquiries from people about this?
A lot of calls about the pickup. I had no intention of getting a new pickup, but with the tax situation and the way it is, my accountant said, treat yourself, buy a new pickup. He said, we'll be able to work that. Probably you won't pay as much for the pickup as you think.
$13 down, $14, $15 down, $16 down, $15, $16 down, $15, $16, $17 down, $18 down, $17, $18, $19 down, $18, $19, $19 down, $20 down, $19, be $20 down, $1, $20, be $21, $20 down, $21 down, $20, be down, $1, $20, be $21, $20,000, $21,000, $20, be $21 down, $20, be down, $1, $21, $2, $21, $22, sure beats $72, $21, $5, $22,000, $22. 21 pound 22, 21 pound 22, down 21 pound down to 21 pound 22. Anybody else? Last call. 22,000, 22,000, 21 pound. Brad, what do you say? $22,000, 21 pound, $22,000. Sold the pickup, 21,500. Congratulations.
Well, folks, we talked about how hot this used pickup market is, as hot or hotter than the used tractor market. Our feature item, the 06 Ford F-150 with just over 36,000 miles on it, sells for $21,500. That is tied for the highest auction price ever on an 06 model F-150. Well, folks, the farm equipment community sadly lost a great friend recently with the unexpected and sudden passing of 38-year-old Bryce Volker from Auburn, Nebraska. Bryce passed away October 2nd, just 10 days shy of his 39th birthday. You maybe saw the outpouring across ag social media with the hashtag #AugursOutForBryce. And of course, it's harvest season. But Bryce was just so connected with so many folks. He was well known as the founder and administrator of a vibrant Facebook group for John Deere 3070 series tractors. Tons of folks talked to him every day, texting back and forth weekly. And Bryce was also in the auction business, a seed dealer, and just a farmer to the core. And you could really tell from people's posts on social media the impact that Bryce had just as a friend. And although his time with us was much shorter than any of us would have liked, I think Bryce was a great example of making the time that we do have, the days we're blessed with, count. So Bryce, we miss you, and rest in peace, brother. Well, folks have asked me for years, Pete, do you ever buy anything at the auction? And the honest truth is no, I've never bought a piece of equipment. But I gotta tell you, I think I blew it today, folks. It's my 32nd wedding anniversary today, and somewhere on that magical anniversary list of gifts you need by the anniversary date, I think the 32nd is something green. I should have bought this Ford Thunderbird for Mrs. Pete. But I tell you what, tune in next week to Machinery Pete TV. Maybe I'll redeem myself. Machinery Pete thanks these premier sponsors for their support. Sullivan Auctioneers. Let our team of professionals show you how to make your auction a success. Visit sullivanauctioneers.com. A&I Products is a lower-cost, quality replacement part solution for all types and ages of ag equipment across all brands. Visit aiproducts.com. For farmers working to lift, change, and repair tires on their home farms, check out the Tire Grabber at thetiregrabber.com.